In summer 1954, Denmark has fallen. The Straits of Copenhagen have been given to our control. Our artillery is controlling any kind of naval traffic that goes through the Danish Straits. And that means the Allied troops remaining in Sweden suddenly no longer have any supply coming into them. I don't know how many of their troops are still stuck on the occupied islands, but the noose is tightening around Sweden. And once we have Sweden dealt with, then I can remove most of the troops that are currently securing the Baltic coast. I will leave some divisions behind at certain strategic places, just in case any of the remaining divisions from the islands are trying anything funny. But they will starve over time, and I don't think they can anymore. Which means we are then going to relaunch the offensive in Europe and get back to occupying Amsterdam, liberating everything that's German all the way up to Luxembourg, and we'll also sweep into the south, which is in the Alps. We can once again get the Alpine troops or the mountain troops that we've successfully used in Norway to assault. Plus we have some river crossings here, and I'm already sending the Juggernaut divisions across here that we can use. Germany is extremely out of everything, so I have sent them a lot of things. Most of it is on new division deployment, but I want to make sure that they have all the equipment that I can afford, so I've sent everything over. And we are still dealing with resistance in occupied Norway. Fortunately, Denmark is not going to be so much our problem, but more of the Germans' problem, although the resistance target here is pretty terrifying. So we will see. We will see how that ends up spiraling, but for now we don't have an awful lot of compliance, so we'll work on trying to get our compliance up here, including Norway, and once we reached above 25%, it should get a little better here, so that will come over time. Anyway, next things next. We have the motorized divisions ready, and we will push towards Norrköping. How's our fuel situation? Fuel situation is stable, and there is a slight presence of enemy aircraft, but I don't think they can really mount anything else anymore. So we're going to get the close air support wing and probably 6 fighter wings to act over southern Sweden. That should be sufficient to shoot anything down that they're sending our way. And then we will continue the offensive from here. That's a lot of divisions left here, but I don't think they can stand against the armored assault. So let's see if we can we send the tanks in first. I don't know what combat width we're getting. Not enough to send the rest of them in, but we'll launch the armored assault here, and we get the mountaineers to backfill from there. Once we take Norrköping, the divisions in the south are completely out of supply, so we can push westwards from there, cut them off, destroy them, and then take Stockholm. So that's the next operation that we're doing. And it's the Americans under Patton defending at this point. We both have broken each other's ciphers, but I don't think they can defend against the tank divisions, because they cannot actually do anything about it. So that's already happened, and I think the tanks are just going to push through Norrköping. Do we have a supply line along the coast here? I believe it's difficult to tell. I believe we don't, so we will just have to construct supply lines as we go. Have we? Yes, we've got the supply coming from Karlskrona. Is that all connected? Oh, it's not yet connected. I was a little early here, but that's okay. The tanks have recovered enough, I think, to make that happen. So infantry is catching up. Tanks are running a little low on supply, but I think we can take Norrköping. There's no need to wait. And then they're still planning naval invasions. I'm not sure, probably from somewhere in the islands, but at least Gotland should be should be turning into ours once once Sweden capitulates. And I think Sweden isn't going to last very long anymore. Yeah, the tanks are just pushing through. There is no... Okay, there's a lot in Norrköping. I was a little early here. Okay, counter-attack has pushed us back. There were a lot of troops still in Norrköping, so let's see if we can... we may have to wait for the supply after all to come out of Karlskrona. How long is it going to take? Another day. Yeah, we'll have the tanks ready. We'll have the tanks ready to go. It's a significant counterattack from American divisions in control here, but we'll take it out once the supply has been provided, and we've got a couple more divisions here that we can send in to help out. The Germans are coming in as well, so should not be a problem. And okay, they've brought a couple more fighters, so I'm just gonna get the rest of the fighter wings over as well, just to make sure we shoot everything down. I think we are good in terms of fuel. Our mission efficiency could be a bit better, so I'm gonna get. We already have the. Okay, we already got the efficiency boost in Sweden. Okay, and get me more divisions north, please. Try to hold the counterattack until we have the supply situation under control. And I think we do have the supply situation under control now. And okay, the Germans have taken up position here. So we'll just need to go for yet another push. Once the counterattack has faded out, we'll go for another push, and then tanks to Norrköping and cut off their supply. That should do the trick. I've got 2 more tank divisions that I've brought in from Europe, so from mainland Europe, so I can bring these up north already as well. And I think once the tanks are through, there is a fair amount of defenders in Norrköping, obviously, because it's one of their last remaining ports. But we will try to work out the supply situation and see if we can break through that. They don't have, given that we've just defeated the counterattack and we now have air support as well. How well is that working? They have air support, we have air support. It's probably going to even out pretty much. We'll see if we can make the push happen here, and we instantly need to actually create a railway line towards Norrköping. That needs to be priority to be constructed in the newly captured territories. The Germans are flooding in as well now, just making sure that there's nothing I need to worry about. These are just okay. We've got some tanks here that we definitely need to deal with, but it looks like so far the Germans are holding, so we can focus on the operation here. Okay, 2 more tank divisions, and I think we've already broken them. So have we? I think we have. Yes, we've got 2 more tank divisions that can assist with the push, and then we need to wait until the supply situation has normalized itself here. But once we've taken Norrköping off them, there is not going to be an awful lot else that they can do. And against a concentrated tank attack, even half an American field army is not going to be able to. It's not going to be able to hold that very long. They are counterattacking across the lines here, out of sheer desperation at this point, because that's all they can do. But it's not going to help them. They're not going to break this. I don't know if we actually have I don't think we have numerical superiority just yet. There's 61 divisions in Sweden still, but we definitely have the tactical superiority, and they're still sending divisions back in, trying to hold it, but the tanks should be able to take that and then we will just have to hold off the obvious counterattacks. We'll send in some of the mountain divisions as well as defenders. Just have to make sure we're not getting cut off anywhere here, and that should. And then we just need to construct the railway line in the last step here. Does that create a new construction, or is this just additional? Okay, that creates a new construction set, so let's do that. Okay, counterattack is being defeated as they desperately push in, but yeah, I think that's about it. We'll wait until Norrköping is connected and we have supply in the area. I really need to change the armies to actually use motorized supply and work from there. So let's change the front lines, so I don't have to do that by hand every time. Let's change the front lines. This is the 1st Army's assault divisions. They can focus on the area here, and the 3rd Army can hold the rest of it. So let's keep the tank divisions in place. We seem to be having supply, and I've got 4 tank divisions here. So I think we can just keep the momentum going. How much longer until the railways are constructed? Maybe 2 weeks or so. I'm not sure I want to wait for that, but we'll see. Is there anything else I can research? Yes, just a couple of things. And I have 3 military factories. That's a new problem to have. We are very short on aluminium. That's probably due to the Norwegians being difficult. I am going to increase the production of mechanized infantry, and I want to check quickly if we can make any kinds of improvements there. That would make them faster, but it wouldn't help because our tanks are fast enough. No, it's all good. We can keep doing that. So let's infantry. The aluminium situation is relatively critical, but that's probably due to the resistance in Norway. We're already taking everything we can from Germany, but I think if we're looking at the resources. Yeah, we're not getting an awful lot out of Norway because of the occupation problems that we're currently having, and hopefully, well, we're getting 74%, so 74% out of 46 aluminium. Can we actually improve the? No, we can't really improve the output there anymore. So that's not going to make any difference. We may do it anyway, but. Oh, there's more aluminium in Sweden. That's good. We can take some of that, and then we'll just have to make do. Okay. And let's continue the armored assault, and we will try to cut them off here. That'll cut off the whole southern front line, and then we'll destroy that, and then move on to Stockholm. Counterattack, obviously, but we have infantry here to deal with that, and we will leave one armored division here, and the other 3 can continue the assault, and then we'll just clear it up, because I think at that point they're completely out of supply, and that's 10, 20, that's about 30, 40 divisions here, so that's a fair amount of losses. Lots of ciphers going on. Am I decrypting something at the point? We're decrypting Sweden. That's not really going to be super helpful anymore, so we may as well actually begin with let's get, we've got the French completed already. Let's get the Dutch going. Sweden is not going to be helping us anymore, so that's that. We do have an operative here still, but let's get one more tank division north. But most of them are currently busy with resistance suppression in Norway, which is sort of an issue that we're having at this point, because it keeps draining our garrisons as well. How's the air situation? They have brought in a fair amount of reinforcements, and we're 1 to 5, so they're definitely sending in improved planes. But if we're counting the bombers as well, it's actually a good exchange ratio. So we'll keep that going while until we have captured the airports. There is obviously an airport near Stockholm, so once that's under our control, then there's not an awful lot that they will be having in the air anymore. And we just need I think we are going to get Gotland once they have capitulated, but let's see how that's going to go. Okay, tank divisions are still rolling in, and okay, the Germans have lost a lot of convoys sending through the Mediterranean, so the navy is still operational by the looks of it, and despite the fact that they are actually no longer getting any kind of supply through. At least that would be my understanding. So let's clean up here, and we will have to wait for some infantry to make their way through as well. But we can already begin. We can send one infantry division north, and then the tanks. We do have. This is about as far as we can go supply-wise from Göteborg. So we can't push any further. But these divisions are completely out of supply as well. So I don't think they will be doing much in terms of attacks. And it's just us rolling through here. I think I can speed this up a little bit at this point. I'm generally wary of that, but I think these divisions are so out of supply that there's not going to be an awful lot that they can do. And we will have the tank divisions ready here to. I think we can already start shrinking the lines here with some support from the other directions. And these tank divisions are pushing through. There's 6 American divisions that are relatively well dug in, so there we go. We've got them encircled, and obviously instant counterattacks. So we do have to hold here for now. Okay, 3 tank divisions holding off the counterattack, and wherever we have more tank divisions ready, then we can keep moving. Air situation still clear. They do have a couple of bombers, but we are running a little low on planes ourselves, so we do need to reconstitute some of these air wings. But still, we're destroying a vast number of enemy planes here, so that's good. Okay, for now the tanks are just going to be and the Germans have some tanks here now as well. The tanks are just going to be shrinking the lines, overrunning enemy divisions, and just generally shortening while we can send the divisions from the south in as well. Just to push them back already. I think this is secure, so we can push from here too. That is secure, so keep attacking. And we'll bring the tank division south, because I think now the infantry has caught up here, so mostly. So we are going to launch the assaults. We may have captured a railway gun here. An American railway gun, yes. That we'll put that to good use. And I have no idea anymore how many divisions we're actually facing here, but it's a lot of them. And with the overruns, I think that's pretty much. We've got 14 divisions here that will be overrunning, and a couple of them might make it there before the tanks get in, but that's it. That was, very quickly, the southern front in Sweden collapsing. And we will do some summing up. 2, 3, probably about 100, 200,000, yeah, about 200, 300,000 divisions, 300,000 men in various divisions. So, yeah, that has very much collapsed that. Now let's fix the front lines, and once we have Norrköping is a little bit oversupply at this point. But once we have this railway connection, it's a level 2 railway that might give us a bit more supply at 7 days. Then we are we're going to have supply here in the north. So let's get the tanks already lined up. Not here. Let's get the tanks lined up here. Change the this front line can hold everything here, and we concentrate the armored divisions here. Okay, so let's get everybody onto their front lines. We have a railway gun now. I captured one that we can use, and we do need to make sure that no divisions are moving off. I think all of them are moving at the onto the right front lines. Yes. So we've got this. Yeah, we will wait until the divisions are in place and shoot down some more planes while we're at it. Do we actually have a sizable airport in Sweden? We have one here, but that's tiny, and we've got one there that's relatively tiny. But I am going to start moving some of the wings closer, so we can move. Okay, no, that's one is completely busted, but we can move 4 air wings into Sweden. That might make it a little bit better for them. Okay, and then we'll just have to wait until the tanks are ready for the next assault, and we will be outright hitting Stockholm from there, and I think that will just capitulate Sweden, and then we just have to mop up the rest. I think Sweden is, how far is Sweden? Sweden is 79%. So surprisingly, with what little is left here, Sweden is still holding on. But once we have the armor in place, we will. And I think I'm out of an offensive line. Tanks. There we go. And then we'll just put. Okay, I want all the armored divisions. Where are they? I want all the armored divisions. Where do my tanks go? Okay, we've got a couple more on that line. And I think we are good. Yeah. Okay, that tank just moved over to the wrong army, so you go there. Okay, now we're good. Yeah, tanks coming in. And there is a naval invasion happening in Norway, yes. That happens occasionally, so we'll just have to deal with that. Support that from here, and you support that, and then we'll deal with the couple of Yugoslavians that have been invading here. While again the Allies are running pointless counterattacks. Let's bring the railway. No, we can't move the railway gun just yet because we haven't converted the railways yet, but we'll get there. And then we can continue. Okay, we'll speed this up a little bit just to make sure my tanks are getting into place. I actually have never researched motorized rocket artillery. We'll do that just for the sake of it. It's really not that necessary for me at this stage. Okay, I've got 4 tank divisions. Still waiting for 2 more. There we go. Yeah, that's enough. We'll begin the assault at Stockholm. So like that. And we'll cut right through the remaining Americans here. And I think, yeah, we're still drawing a bit too much supply here, but once we have the railways connected, I think that'll all be in good shape. We've got another railway gun here that we can actually bring in. Yeah, it can just sit here for all I care, really. Okay, tanks on the move. Infantry is going to catch up. Infantry is going to catch up with them, but we'll keep moving infantry will roll in. I'll leave one tank division behind just to make sure they're not cut off. Overrun a couple of divisions here. And that was Stockholm. Stockholm has been taken. The Allies have not resisted in any shape or form. And is Sweden going to capitulate? Is the big question now. Yeah, Sweden is going to capitulate. We don't need to push any further for now. We can just hold here. We'll hold here for now and wait for Sweden to accept the capitulation. There it goes. Can send some more equipment to the Germans, and that just leaves a bunch of stranded Allied divisions that I am now going to use the armored divisions to wipe out. Let's begin in the north. They should no longer have. No, they still have planes over Sweden. Where from? They must be at the extreme edge of their range here. They still have a fair amount of planes active over Sweden. So we'll keep that up. We keep the Air Force in the air until we keep the Air Force up until we are until we're done here. But let's make sure that we are wiping out the remainder of these troops from all directions, and we can, after many years of defending, actually the infantry in the north is going to go on the attack as well. So that's happening, and that will be a significant loss for the Allies. And there's another naval invasion. Okay, have not paid attention. That's why I have mountain divisions here to deal with these guys. Okay, not a problem. I can already push them out from here. Okay. Never mind that. That's a couple of divisions, but the bigger cauldron is going to be this one here. So while everybody is running on the assault, push them back here. Okay, tanks have taken the position. We can get the infantry to clear it up. That was another 40. Oh my gosh, the losses on the Allied side are catastrophic, to be honest. There is really not much that they have here anymore, and we're encircling. Their front lines have completely collapsed. We are encircling the last remaining pockets of resistance, and the armored divisions are just pushing them. Bottling them up, pushing them towards capitulation. We're going to get the infantry to join in from another side as well, just to widen the front lines a bit, and then everybody's concentrating on the last holdout, the last stand of the Allies, the final position, and the last stand led by a Japanese general. But they are not going to get anywhere out of that. We're attacking them from all directions, and that was it. That was almost. There's still some American divisions, stragglers, but they have been wiped out as well. And Sweden is under our control, except Gotland. It looks like the government in exile has moved over to Gotland, which means that while they have no supply, they still have a position here, which is rather irritating, but not something we're easily going to be able to deal with, given the sheer amount of fleet. Actually, that's wrong. Sheer amount of ships in the sector. There is a significant part of the Allied fleet trapped in the Baltic, and there's not an awful lot we can do about it. I'm not sure why we are including the Danish belts. We do not wish to include the Danish belts. Hunting convoys, because there are no convoys going through the Danish belts anymore. Okay, we have dealt with the invasion. We have dealt with the invasion here. these troops can return to their lines. And we have dealt with Sweden. So now I am going to have a quick look on the First Army's assault divisions and see what they're they're actually looking surprisingly good. Some of them are still missing a couple of tanks, but all in all, we are in a relatively good position equipment-wise, and I can now get the Air Force. There are still a couple of fighters out there. There's a couple of fighters out here, really. So what we can do is definitely the close air support wing is no longer required. We can, given that they must be, they're at the edge of their air detection and mission efficiency. We're just going to wear down some of them, and mission efficiency here is going to tick up. We're going to start shooting them down while I'm going to relocate, shooting down some more enemy planes while we are going to relocate the remaining troops out of Sweden onto the European front. And how have we got the? Yes, they don't look like, but these are river assault divisions, so they can cut through these heavy defenses behind the river lines. So once we've got the armor on the front lines here, we are going to start disassembling the Allied lines in the Netherlands, get the Dutch to capitulate, and then cut south, liberate more of Germany, and eventually capitulate France as well. And then I will call it a win. I mean, let's be honest, we have the momentum at this point. And oh yeah, by the way, the Soviets still haven't capitulated. How far are the Soviets towards capitulation? Let's have a quick look. Soviet Union is 91% towards capitulation, but they're still not capitulated. They have taken significantly more losses than that, but the Americans have taken 15 million losses from our side, and that is going to cost them. So if we look at the situation in the US at home, combat casualties are causing a significant dip in war support and stability. So despite all the propaganda, the Americans keep losing troops, and we keep sinking convoys as well, which are hopefully troop convoys, despite the best effort from the Allies. There's a convoy here and there that is getting sunk, and even if it's just supply or material support, 8 Turkish convoys, I'll take it. We're definitely making an impact, and Europe is starting to look, well, we still have to recapture all these bits, but it's starting to look like we're back to where we started. And that's it for me today. Thanks everybody, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.